Songs that lure men to their demise. Beautiful creatures that can put you into a trance with a simple look in their eye. Let's dive into the world of mermaids and their mysterious underwater secrets. You remember the scene from The Little Mermaid where she's following the boat close behind? This guy seems to definitely be going through that as well. Although not on a pirate ship, a very curious little mermaid has taken an interest in this person. Simply fishing on his kayak, this fisherman's GoPro managed to capture a striking visual footage of a head popping out of the water. Mind you, this is the middle of nowhere, so this is quite terrifying to see what appears to be a human head popping out from within the mist, and quickly sinking back down when the man feels a presence watching him. Human senses are terrifying. I find it hard to believe this could be a seal or something similar, because the fact that they were able to duck down the moment the man turned around is telling. I don't think regular marine life would clock in it that fast, but again, I'm not a marine biologist. Patience is a virtue. This YouTuber by the name of The Truth Is Out There had been constantly coming back to this little cove to try and catch some mermaids. He had been hearing locals discuss how important this place was, and how mermaids love to come by and play around in the shallow waters. Well, he allegedly got us proof. Not too long after starting up the camera, two little heads of marine life pop up from the surface, bobbing their heads up and down. The cameraman obviously becomes very excited, trying to contain his joy by keeping his voice down in fear that he might scare off the supposed mermaids. He becomes a little ambitious, however, because towards the end of the video, he talks about laying a trap for these mermaids and trying to lure them in with fish covered in honey. Would a food combo like that lure you in if you were a mermaid? I'm sure we've all seen this mermaid sighting go crazy all over TikTok. It was a long night for this fisherman who uploaded these videos to his account by the name of Sauce90. And apparently this weird night first started with abnormal crab encounters. It was odd to him, but nothing out of the ordinary, and tossed the crab back. His videos were pretty normal after that while he continued to record his journey, until he noticed that the same crab was thrown back onto his boat. He then begins to hear what he assumes was dolphins singing, and quite loudly at that. It almost sounds like a person screaming. He then captures some crazy footage of two sea creatures keeping up with the speed of his boat as they travel alongside it. This encounter goes as far as to follow him all the way back to the docks, which is highly unusual. Another striking video he uploads the next time he's at sea is in the morning, where just below the surface of the water we see a greenish yellow tail, and dare I say, do I see a trail of hair just further up its body? What are your thoughts on this? Witnessing mermaids in the dark is terrifying because your brain can't necessarily make sense as to what's going on. These poor coast guards became subjected to that, zooming fast in dark and choppy waters, only to see out of the corner of your eye some strange creature jump out right beside you. The one driving doesn't seem to notice for obvious reasons, trying to look ahead and keep the boat steady. But thankfully it was his buddy that noticed this creature jump out for a brief moment before diving back in and swimming beneath the boat. The one coast guard, caught by surprise, quickly darted to the other side of the boat to try and catch a glimpse of it one more time. The first appearance it makes is incredibly eerie, with its eyes reflecting the light from the camera, giving it that scary hollow look. Despite its size, it looks incredibly old, not a speck of hair appearing on the top of its head from what I can see, definitely reminding me that not all mermaids are the beautiful enchantress we see in movies. The Wolf River Mermaid. These mythical creatures love to show up around fishermen, probably because they're the ones that already have their camera out. A couple of buddies were out along the calming waters in Wisconsin, fishing and having a blast, until a strange creature poked its head out very briefly before realizing that there were people around before diving back down. It happens extremely quickly though, but the supposed mermaid head just stays out just long enough for the cameraman to notice it. Quickly she dives back down, with her tail emerging just behind her, revealing a very spiky looking spine. The man jumps up immediately, fishing no longer on his mind now that there was a potential mermaid swimming around them. Many are backing up this video as well, with one comment stating, "To those that don't live in this area, there are no dolphins or seals there. It is a freshwater river in the Midwest." Do you have any real mermaid sightings? Let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next video.
A man on TikTok has been documenting his mermaid experiences, and they are straight up creepy. Now, everyone is so quick to dismiss mermaid videos as fake, but these are the realest ones you'll ever see. Now, the person filming, named Ryan, works on a giant ship, and it was traveling through the ocean one dark time when he noticed something strange while standing on the deck. He discovered that there was something on each side of the boat swimming fast, keeping up speed with the vessel. He thought this was extremely weird and came to the conclusion that this wasn't due to animals. I mean, he's been out on the water all the time and knows what kind of animal would do that all the way out there, engaging in that kind of behavior. Then, some of his creepiest videos were released. With these creatures following the ship, they were communicating by moaning and yelling. Now the sound is just so chilling, and at one point in the video, you can hear the creature yell, "Jump for me," like it wanted him to go into the water and join them. Now this is something that sirens were said to do to sailors, so everyone was convinced that it was sirens trying to lure him to his untimely passing. Now, as if those videos were not scary enough, it's happened to him before, as he's filmed videos during the day. Ryan first posted the videos because he wanted help in identifying whatever it was chasing his ship, and as people started teaching him about mermaids, he's become convinced. And let me say, I am too. I think this is the best mermaid proof that's out there. I mean, what do you think? There have been 2 mermaid sightings in Spain in the same place. Now, could it be the same mermaid? While it's rare to see mermaids swimming, a video recorded in Malacca, Spain showcased just that. Travelers on a cruise noticed a figure sitting on a distant rock deep within the ocean. As they got closer though, it became clear that this figure was a mermaid, sunbathing and relaxing, which is honestly just crazy. Then this other video was taken by 2 friends when they were surfing together. They were just messing around and recording each other, but it seems like they actually caught a mermaid on film too. You can see its tail coming out of the water and going back in. Now, as they both spot the creature in the water, you can tell that they're scared and they decide to leave, which was probably the best option because they would not want to get dragged underwater by that thing. Hawaii also seems to be a hot spot for mermaids, but I don't blame them. I mean, the place is absolutely gorgeous. Last summer, a TikToker posted a video of them on the edge of the island of Maui, and in the water you can see something splashing and moving. Now, they came to the conclusion that it was a mermaid, and the person who filmed it is adamant that it's not a whale or a dolphin, that it is a mermaid. And you know what? The same thing happened many years ago in Hawaii too. Dive master Jeff Leichner photographed a creature known as the Kauai Point Mermaid on April 12, 1998, as he and 6 other divers were exploring the ocean bottom about 20 minutes off Hawaii's sunny Kona coast. As Jeff was photographing some underwater life, a mermaid brushed up against him while swimming and turned back around just in time for him to snap a few pictures. He said, "I feel lucky that I'm the one to finally prove to the world what the people have known here for half a century, the Kauai Point Mermaid is real." Now, this wasn't the only time though that he had spotted that mermaid, as just a few hours before he saw what looked like a nude woman swimming with a pod of dolphins. Now, the woman was able to keep up pace with the dolphins, which he thought was odd. All of a sudden, she jumps into the air and he realized that she had the lower half of a fish. Now, 10 people on the boat witnessed the incident, but the mermaid disappeared after just 2 jumps out of the water. There have been many instances of people capturing footage of mermaids from high above. For example, this first video looks like it was taken by someone on a bridge. We can see an aerial view of something swimming through the murky green water, and it seems like it's a mermaid just swimming peacefully. Now, there's also been a lot of drone footage of mermaids swimming in the ocean as well, and these are all pretty believable because, I mean, what kind of mermaid expects to be filmed while they're swimming in the middle of the ocean? None. So it makes me believe that these videos are real.
Mermaids have been spotted in the Bermuda Triangle. This footage proves they exist. A mermaid was recently discovered in the Bermuda Triangle, and it's as creepy as it is fascinating. A research team led by Dr. Maricel Rodriguez embarked on a mission to study the unique ecosystem within the Bermuda Triangle. Their vessel, the Deep Explorer, was equipped with state-of-the-art sonar underwater cameras, and one night, while scanning the sea floor, they detected an unusual reading. As they drew closer, the camera captured an image that left everyone stunned. A figure with an interesting aura around it gazing directly at the lens. The team carefully collected the specimen, which they later dubbed Luminaria. Now, initial observations suggested it was a previously unknown species with adaptations that allowed it to thrive in the triangle's unique environment. Luminaria's body glowed with a soft ethereal light, possibly a result of bioluminescent properties. Some experts, propose that Luminaria might be an evolutionary anomaly, while others speculated about the possibility of an unknown human relative. Now, the discovery sparked heated debates, with some dismissing it as a hoax or misidentification. The team couldn't believe their eyes, though. Was this a mythical creature or an extraordinary discovery? Mermaids can also be known as sirens, and sirens are known to be evil and want to harm humans. And that seems like exactly what this mermaid in this TikTok video is trying to do here. The video shows some fishermen fishing during the night. As one man is leaning over the boat to bring in a net, he then falls into the water. So it does kind of look like he jumped in, but in reality, he was actually pulled right into the water. If you actually slow the video down, you could see a black webbed hand and black face with glowing eyes literally pull him into the water. It's true that no one, including myself, really knows when this video was actually taken, but you know, that's what makes it creepy also, right? Now, the fact that the creature dragged him into the water like that makes me think that it wanted to consume him, maybe? I mean, people in the comments of this video were shocked too, as you know, when they were watching the video slowed down, they were stunned to see it. Now, a user commented saying, if this is in Vietnam, that might be a vengeful spirit who passed away from drowning and lurks in rivers and lakes to drown people. Some others speculated it was something far more sinister. One person just boldly asked, why are they even fishing in the nighttime to begin with? Which, yeah, come to think of it anyway, you know, whatever that thing was, it seemed like it was trying to take him down, and everyone involved seemed absolutely terrified. Dr. Paul Robertson and Dr. Torsten Schmidt both set out as lead geologists on a submarine crew that got this amazing footage of a mermaid deep within the water. The astonishing footage shows the two men deep in the Greenland Sea when a second camera captures what appears to be a mermaid running into the deep sea diving vessel. Now, this was in South Africa, and Dr. Schmidt said that when he looked back at the footage, he just knew that he was looking into the face of another species or another intelligence. He said, you know, he knew they wouldn't be able to share it with the duty officers or the Icelandic authorities, because if they pursued it, they would threaten them with legal action. They discussed it as a crew, and because they are actually from Denmark, they assumed it would be best and safe to go to the Danish authorities, to which they did. Now, in response, however, the Danish authorities told the Icelandic authorities, and Greenland's response was that they were halting all new drilling and oil exploration, which was all a reaction to the footage that, you know, was shown to them by the Danish authorities. Now, which of course makes you wonder, what do they know? Or better yet, what are they hiding? Do you believe mermaids are real? Have you ever had an encounter of your own? Let me know. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll see you later. A rare sighting of a mermaid seen at Flatbridge in Jamaica has been caught on tape. Now, the footage, which is being extensively verified and authenticated, shows a mermaid swimming and maybe trying to interact with possibly another mermaid. The images aren't crystal clear, and the behavior of these creatures is questionable. They possess the upper body of a human and, again, the lower body of a fish, with shimmering scales and flowing locks of golden hair. One famous Jamaican folklore featuring a mermaid is the story of River Mama and River Leaper. According to the legend, River Mama was a beautiful mermaid who lived in the rivers of Jamaica, while River Leaper was a malevolent creature who could jump across rivers. The story tells of their encounters and the challenges faced by those who crossed their paths. One person on TikTok has documented her journey on the bridge and shared her experience. She said she spoke to an officer at the airport who asked her what part of Jamaica she has not had the chance to visit yet. The TikToker said she really wanted to go visit Flatbridge, and apparently as soon as she said that, the officer's mouth dropped to the floor and was shocked and told her, no, do not go visit there, saying that she's lived there her whole life and has had to cross the bridge many times, and even to this day, she has had the most eerie feeling. She said the mermaids, well known to her as River Mamas, are absolutely not friendly, and everyone knows that, and the only people that should be going there should be professional divers. She also said that people have to be appeasing and apologetic in order for their lives to be spared if they go there. Crazy enough, this woman's TikTok got a ton of views and even more comments. People took to her comment section to say that they totally believe her. One person made a comment that said mermaids have been there for years. That comment got 1,400 likes. Another person said, nah, because my great grandma had an encounter with a mermaid when she was a kid. My nana is 93 and is still sane, and up until today her story has never changed. Another person commented saying, yes, I was just in Jamaica and said how different lands have different energies. energies. Waterways do too. I was swimming in the sea and said the energy feels like there is something out there in the water. And another person said, girl, when I went to Jamaica, I asked everyone about the mermaids and they looked at me like they seen a ghost and changed the topic real quick. Next time I visit, I'll be sure to check the bridge for mermaids. Have any of you guys seen them? Let me know. The history of mermaids in Jamaica is deeply rooted in the country's folklore and cultural beliefs. Mermaids, known as river mamas, have been a part of Jamaican mythology for centuries. These mythical creatures are believed to inhabit various bodies of water, including rivers, streams, and coastal areas. The origins of the mermaid legend in Jamaica can be tracked back to the cultural heritage of the African slaves brought to the island during the era of the transatlantic slave trade. Now, the enslaved Africans brought with them their folklore and beliefs, which merged with the existing indigenous beliefs of the Taino people. Now, in Jamaican folklore, mermaids are often depicted as beautiful women with long hair, enchanting voices, and the lower body of a fish. They are believed to possess magical powers and are known for their ability to lure unsuspecting individuals into the water. The mermaids are said to possess a captivating singing voice that can hypnotize anyone who hears it. In recent years, a team of researchers and explorers in Jamaica has made a groundbreaking discovery that challenges our understanding of the natural world. Though the use of advanced underwater camera technology and rigorous scientific methodology, they have captured on tape conclusive evidence of mermaids living in the waters off the coast of Jamaica, and in particular, Flatbridge, which is in the parish of St. Catherine. Flatbridge specifically connects the capital city of Kingston to the north coast of Bog Walk Gorge. It is the oldest bridge in the country, and it's a vital link that leads to tourist areas like Dunsborough Falls and Ocho Rios. Now, it was said to be built after 1724, though the exact date is kind of unknown. It's a risky bridge to take. I've personally been on it like a handful of times and have felt very uneasy every single time. The bridge lacks proper safety barriers and sidewalks, making it a very risky crossing for both drivers and pedestrians. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll see you later.
Mermaids are notoriously stealthy creatures, keeping their appearance hidden for centuries. At least, that's what they think. Here are some bizarre video footage of alleged mermaids. Fishermen catch a creature with human hair and fish gills. We are finally getting a sneak peek at mermaids that don't look like our famous Disney princess, because this description of this mermaid is bizarre. Throughout the video, the man is describing in Spanish about the weird appearance of this specific fish. Yes, it has the gills and scales, but then he starts pointing out very human-like characteristics, remnants of hair, and places where he believed there should have been fingers. I definitely don't know what to make of this, but I do see towards the top of the creature where it does appear to have hair, but the video is just too scuffed for me to clearly make it out. It does appear to have a torso-like figure and arms on its side. It almost looks a bit muscular at certain angles. Could this be a new deep-sea creature discovery or the legendary mermaid? The famous Jeff Leacher mermaid photos. Hawaii is also known to harbor some fabulous mermaid tales, and one of the most famous of them all is the story of Jeff Leacher. He was a dive boat captain, and for the last 50 years, he was continuously hearing stories about these mermaids being seen by all the locals, and he was determined to capture some footage of it for himself. He set sail with a couple of more of his buddies in search of this mythological creature, and not too long after did his crewmates start losing their minds over a crazy sighting. One stated, "I couldn't believe what I saw. There, not 10 feet from the bow, was what looked like a woman. She had long flowing hair and the most beautiful face I had ever seen." Finally placing himself in the water with his camera, Jeff managed to snag a photo of said mermaid, and that's the famous photo that has been circulating around the internet to this day. The government got involved with a washed up mermaid. It's always scary when we see the big guys in suits and hazmat clothing make an appearance to deal with something secretive. This video is bizarre, where a man who was walking his dog one afternoon spots specks of yellow out in the distance. Before clocking it in his mind that it was workers in a hazmat suits, curious as to what they were doing, he quickly goes over to snoop on the scene, only to be surprised with the sight of a creature that was half woman, half fish. Quickly hiding behind the rocks and flipping out his phone, he begins to record what we see here. The two men in suits carefully lifted up the green tail and placed it onto a blanket before lifting the creature up. It looks eerily similar to Ariel's from The Little Mermaid, and although we never get to see the top part of this bizarre bright green fish, the suits make the viewers wonder if there is something much more serious going on here. A mermaid was spotted poking her head out of the water in Jamaica. Jamaica has also been known to harbor lots of tales of mermaids and other water deities, and this man might have just caught real footage of these mythological creatures. Uploaded to YouTube only 3 years ago, one tourist wanted to capture some striking footage of the water in St. Mary, Jamaica, to send back to his folks in the United States. Out of the corner of his eye, however, he spots something coming in and out of the water. He didn't know if seals were a common thing in this area, but he decided to turn on his camera over towards it anyway. As the camera zooms in though, it doesn't necessarily look anything like a seal. It has a clear distinction of a human neck and slick back wet hair. It was very bizarre because these waters looked way too choppy and dangerous for a random person to swim there. What could this thing be? Is it a mermaid? This man was lulled to sleep by a mermaid on his fishing boat. This story was uploaded to Reddit over 5 years ago, and this user swears that his experience was true. His family owned a fishing company at the time, and occasionally he would take out a small boat into the open waters during his free time to do some leisure fishing. One day in particular though, he decided to take a ride out late in the night while everyone was asleep. The water was still and silent just like the night. Perfect time to go fishing. As he was out there with his line casted, he started to hear a humming sound coming beneath the still water. As he tried to get up, he realized he couldn't move his body. He felt almost paralyzed and glued to his boat. Eventually, he felt his eyes become heavier the louder the humming began, seemingly getting closer. What felt like a quick 10-minute nap ended up being 3 hours. The moon was high in the sky. As he looked around his boat, though, he noticed that a lot of his tools were missing. His hooks, flashlight, and other various items he had on him. He was allegedly robbed by a mermaid. Do you have any mermaid footage or stories? Let me know down below, and I'll be sure to talk about it in the next video.